AEW. Not a lot. Just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Brock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and finally we had a wrestling match. Finally we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man, I would say, like, for me, like, the best ones, I would say, are, like, the ones where they try to get a certain, like, time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen. Everybody. And now, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleChat with Vince McMahon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nation Network. Whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitch, thanks for being here. Get into the comments. Let us know what you think about the different stuff we're going to be talking about tonight. And I got a lot of stuff really to cover. We're going to try and bang through this as quick as we can, but there's a lot to have out there and share with you guys. Some of it's actually pretty close to home on this side, and most of it's wrestling, but some of it's not. Anyway, you know how we roll around here. Unless I absolutely have no choice, I don't like to go by myself. It's not so much fun. So fortunately, I don't have to do that tonight. So welcome aboard, my sidekick partner in crime. You know him. This is the one, the only J-Rocks.
Thanks, Clown. Jay. I appreciate it. Hi, Jay.
Clown, you're a bad influence on my people. Well, let me just start off by saying hello to everybody. Ancient Clown's in the house. Jay's now blitzed. Thank you. Purist is here. Fistful's in the house. And that's what I see so far in the chat. So for the rest of you, get in the chat. We're going to bounce through a few things, then we'll come back to the chat. So I'm not ignoring you. I do the best I can to get to as much as we can. We're going to start things right off the bat, though, with the pay-per-view that just went down, or the premium live event. Let's call it what it is, I suppose. But at the end of the day, that's what it would be if they could. And it kind of is, really, because it is the largest indoor gate the WWE has ever had in history. So that's a pay-per-view. I don't know what else you want to call it. But anyway, just to see that alone, I'm going to say this right off the bat. The day that I find the cure for cancer and I have more money than everyone with the last name Khan combined, I'm going to buy majority shares in the WWE. Here's where you're not going to like this. I will never do another show in the United States.
You know what? It's funny you bring that up, because I was discussing the same thing with my girlfriend when we were watching it, you know, and she's like, I don't ever remember, because she hasn't watched it in a few years. So she's like, I don't ever remember them going overseas. I said, they did a few times, you know, during the 90s. We had rebellion and stuff over, and insurrection and stuff over in the UK and stuff.
WCW did the Japanese shows.
Right. But I said, here recently, Triple H has realized that these fans want their product, and their audiences are I hate to say it, but their audiences at these live events are 10 times better and more involved than us here in the States. And she's like, you're right, because here we've gotten used to them being here.
Yep. Over
there. And it was amazing just to hear the roars and the fact that the cameras were shaking because the people were jumping up and down in the seats.
Nah, that's a camera trick. That's a camera trick. They've done that in the past for big events. They did that with Nexus too. I don't think it was this time. Oh, there's no doubt about it, because then they went to the close shot and it was still shaking. It's basically just a camera trick where you do that to give the effect. Those cameras are mounted down, dude. I'm telling you right now, they ain't bouncing like that. No way. No way. But it's cool, though. It's still a nice effect. Don't get me wrong. And that was one of the things I was starting to notice throughout the different cuts. Some of the cuts had a cinematic look to it. I mean, the cameras
Yes,
aren't
they
equal.
did.
The different cameras gave you a different effect. I mean, they are so up in their game in production. It's not funny.
Well, when the 2 points I noticed it the most was Damian Priest and Jey Uso, and then Cody.
Yep.
And
just the intros alone.
Right, but like when they're standing in the ring, that's not
what I'm
the same
about, the
cameras
intro.
shooting them. Right. Yeah.
There was a moment where they're on AJ, and then they cut to Cody, and it had a different vibe to it. And then Cody went, as they announced him in the ring, he went down and did the one hand on the ground thing, and that was a cinematic.
Yeah.
So it was like 3 different cameras, 3 different vibes, and I'm like, damn, this is flat out brilliant the way they are pulling this all together, and just it keeps you locked in on the product. I haven't watched a pay-per-view or any show for that matter from starting bell to the last bell. I can't tell you how long. And I'm not going to say I loved every match to death that I did that. I did it because of the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd was absolutely on fire. I thought Puerto Rico last year was going to be hard to beat. And they were out solid, but this blew them out of the water.
No,
so,
I think we're going to see this. I think we'll see the same thing in Berlin. And
oh, no doubt. Well, they were just in Berlin. They just didn't have the, they showed highlights.
Right, but I'm talking for the pay-per-view and stuff.
Yeah.
These and Clash at the Castle, I guarantee you will be
that's going to be off the hook. And Drew has to be going after the belt.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a huge, huge.
So the thing I have to say to anybody who goes to the fucking shows here in the States, like, I'm really going to try to go to SummerSlam. I am, because that's 3 hours away up north. Not even that, an hour and a half. So anybody going to the pay-per-views here in the States, we're being fucking showed up.
SummerSlam is going to be in a stadium or arena?
It's going to be in Cleveland Stadium.
Outdoor. Okay.
Yeah. So,
And I'll say one thing, though. Outdoor is hard to sound like what we heard tonight. Like that same crowd in a stadium probably wouldn't. They'd still sound better than our WrestleMania and 2-nighters did.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not in the main event. That main event perked everybody up. But I mean, all in all, it's hard to sound that devastatingly loud in a stadium.
It's just the fact that we here in the United States need to start showing up and showing out, because everybody overseas is showing us up. So
we're fickle. We're expectations are high, and we're used to it, and we're ready to chant boring at the drop of a hat. You fucked up at the drop of a hat. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but like I said, if I ever end up buying majority share, you're never going to see a WWE event in this country. Why would I want to put on my show here? Why would I want to put on my show in this country?
Right.
All right, let's take a look at what we did see tonight. By the way, the odds of me having that money are slim and none, so you're all safe. We kicked things off with the tag team match that quickly broke down and turned into whatever the fuck you want to do match, which was perfect. I mean, great way to start the night. Kevin Owens against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton against Solo and Tama Tonga and everybody else. And it was a great brawl, man, back and forth. Some really good spots to it. And the 4 chairs being set up, and then the final payoff on that with the brain busters going through the chairs. That was
oh my god, yes,
devastating shit, man. And as much as I get on AEW people, you could tell the difference between the way these guys did it and the way we see it on Wednesdays and other nights. I still don't like it. It's too much of a risk, especially to your top talent.
Right.
But if you're going to do it, at least I feel confident they're going to do it right. And the odds are you're going to manage to come out of it and you'll be all right. So anyway, we get to the ending, and there comes the moment where it's all over. Kevin's going to win the match. And who pulls him outside of the ring? And, of course, we're all expecting Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Swerve time. We got Tonga Loa instead, which is, of course, the brother of Tama Tonga. And one of the other things I got on my notes down here that I loved about tonight are the multiple references to everything outside WWE.
Oh,
the fact that they're talking about Tama Tonga being a 7-time IWGP Was that what the number was?
Yeah.
IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. That means he's legit. So now they're putting over IWGP. They're just putting over the talent that the history he has coming into the WWE, as opposed to, hey, I don't know much about this young man that we used to get all the fucking time.
Yeah. And that's the thing. They know that the for the most part, the audience is smart enough to know, hey, this ain't the first place they fucking wrestled. We might as well go ahead and tell what makes them, why we wanted them here, and and give the history.
They even did it with Cody and AJ, saying they were both former leaders of the Bullet Club, and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
And Friday was great because when fucking Cody threw up the too sweet and even said it, and AJ acted like he was going to do it and then fucking slapped him, I'm like, yeah, because anybody who knows that Cody took that away from AJ. So you have to know the history, but that history plays a big part in their relationship.
I mean, you look at the second night main event at WrestleMania and how they took all the history in that and tied it all up for years, decades, and brought it all to an end. If they're going to branch out enough to other promotions where they now have two top stars that feuded notably in another promotion, and actually bring it in, kind of like when Flair and Hogan were in WCW. I mean, everybody knew what Hogan was, but what about when they brought Flair from WCW to WWE? They didn't do shit. They acknowledged him. I mean, he had a damn belt, so they at least acknowledged him, but did they ever give you the payoff? No. So if they're going to actually start doing it the right way, I say all the much better, and that's the thing that's going to separate them from, I forget, there's another company. I just can't remember their name right now. Let's see. Bayley went up against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Everyone thought it was Tiffy time. I kind of knew it wouldn't be quite yet. God knows Naomi's not getting it. So all these acknowledgments, I'm like, you're not going to mention that Naomi was just recently the Impact champion, even though you're kind of working with them? Not a word about her Impact title run. So kind of thought that was a little bit of a slight. That said, let's see. It was a decent match. Oh, by the way, I'm reading some of these recaps from Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report gave the opening match a B+, which I'm on board with that. I got that.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about the women's triple threat match. And Bayley ends up getting the win over Naomi and Tiffany. She pinned Tiffany, yes?
Yes.
Yes. There was a couple of bumps towards the end that had me kind of cringing, but it looked like they pulled it off all right. The double power bombs on the table in particular. You know, if you don't hit that right, you can fuck somebody up pretty good. And the damn tables are not cooperating with anybody lately.
No, they haven't.
Orton went and did the RKO. It didn't break. And I'm like, oh, shit. And as soon as he hit it, I'm like, oh, no, he just had. And then Michael Cole finished my thought. He just had back surgery. Yeah, thanks. And that table don't break. You don't know what's going to happen because all the monitors are still there. They hadn't swept the monitors off or nothing. They need to stop using those tables because let me tell you what I've seen happen on a couple of occasions in the last month. When it does break, unless you're both on top, it's a different story. And even then, it's a shit show. You don't know what's going to happen. But when I see a power bomb and you're facing the table and you drive your opponent through and it breaks, the front of that table facing you shoots towards you near your knees. Yeah. And I've seen it several times. Choke slam, same thing. It'll shoot out and catch you in the side of the leg near. I said, man, you're just begging for ACL damage.
Right.
Either get a real fucking table that's just going to crumble or stop using those tables.
Right.
By the way, I don't know if I missed it or not, but did they ever put him through the Spanish announce table tonight, which of course would be the French announce table tonight? I don't think did any tables get destroyed?
Yeah, in the final match. Yeah, in the final match, yeah.
I might have missed it. I did have to skip a little bit of the Cody match just to get caught up. I watched the first match live, and I was at work, and it was a hell of a night for us there. I had to stay busy, so then it was just a matter. By the way, here's another interesting thing on that subject. I don't know if anyone else knew this. I didn't. If you're watching the network and a live event on your television, your smart TV, and let's say you get there 2 hours in, you can't rewind it.
No, you have to wait till it's over.
No, not if you're watching it on this.
Well, right. Yeah.
Why? Why can I rewind it on this?
I couldn't tell you.
It saved my ass that I started watching it at work and then paused, because then when I got here back home and pulled it up on the phone,
yeah,
it was picking up from where I left off. So then I just, had it show up on the TV screen. I shared screen.
Right.
And that I didn't have to wait the extra 2 hours half the time before you can start watching it on the replay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's that way, but yeah, if you're watching it on TV, you can't rewind it till you can't go back and watch it. But if you're on your phone, then yes, you can rewind it all the way to the beginning. And
didn't know that. So maybe somebody out there didn't know it either. Now you know it. So if you got to you have to still manage to get on your phone while it's in progress.
Right.
But then you can go all the way back to the beginning and start from there and not have to wait the hour and a half, 2 hours, or whatever it takes. That's another thing too. Okay, I can't rewind it, but why doesn't the replay start up immediately? Anyway, the Bayley match, Bayley gets the win. Kind of knew she would. They gave the match. You want to take a guess? Bleacher Report. They gave a B plus to the opening match.
I will say an A.
You thought this was better than the opening match?
You asked what I thought they gave them.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. So okay, fair enough. You're not that far. A minus.
Okay.
There's no way that was a better match than the opening match, though. There were a lot of missed spots. I mean, it was a good match.
I would have probably gave it a B, maybe a B minus.
B minus is where I was at. Tiffany is still there, not there yet, and she kind of botched up pretty badly on the Bayley to belly.
Yes,
very badly, to be honest. It was just rough looking.
But if you want to talk about botches, we'll discuss that when we get to the women's tag team match.
Oh, well, come on. Look who's in it. What do you expect?
Well, I mean, I expect them not to miss their fucking cues and shit, so.
Well, depending on who's in the match, I guess is where it comes down to. All right, we had Damian Priest going up against Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Good match. I mean, I just look at this going, there's no way you're putting the belt on Jey Uso. That said, 10 minutes in, they got me at least accepting the possibility that they might actually do it. That's half the battle. As obvious as it is that Damian Priest is not losing his first title defense and they're not putting the belt on Jey, if you can get me to start thinking they're going to do it, then you've done something right.
Yep.
So there's a couple of moments in there. Now you got JD coming down. I'm really, really getting tired of this. Either kick the shit out of him and knock him out of the club, or just stop the bullshit. But it's getting so tiresome all the time. Hey, what are you here for? I don't need you to help me. Oh shit, I'm rolled up. Again.
Well, in all fairness, the payoff came at the end of the match. So for all that, because we see at the end just how fed up Damian is actually getting with not only JD, but Finn also.
Well, for a group that has no leader, he's certainly acting like one. But I mean, I'm at that point now where I'm so frustrated with that shit. I legitimately want him to punch him in the mouth.
Right.
It ain't a shoot work anymore. It's a shoot, man. Punch him in the fucking mouth. And what are they calling it now? A Klingon head? He has a Klingon head.
Yes. When he made that comment on SmackDown.
Well, he made it again tonight.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did it again.
But yeah. Because on SmackDown he said his Klingon-sized head. And
good description.
Yes.
He always reminds me of a
forehead there.
Yeah, always reminds me of a bobblehead.
Oh, yeah.
If they ever made a bobblehead of JD, it'd be life size. Or to scale, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, there you go, to scale.
Finn Balor shows up, also getting involved. And at the end of the day, you don't want them involved. You're pissed at them, but you wouldn't have had the title without them.
Right.
And of course, that's going to be the argument being made.
Yeah.
Boy, Rhea's going to come. Mommy going to come home to a messy house.
Yeah, because there's already rumors about Dom going off with fucking Liv. So yeah, this Judgment Day is about done. I think we get probably maybe to the end of the year, maybe even just SummerSlam, and that's going to be it for them.
See a new name in the house. Lisa McNary, welcome aboard. Says the girls were cheesy.
Yeah, that's my girl. She that's the only complaint she had was she felt that the girls, some of the stuff, she wants them to be more like the men, where they're not doing all the acrobatic flippy shit and stuff like that, and like the cartwheel that Tiffany
does all the time. Well, and they botched that too. If you do it right, I don't mind it if you do it right. But to your point, it requires a lot of timing and cohesiveness. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot of missed opportunities when it came to that tonight. So they gave this one a B. You're telling me this match you thought was...
Wait. No.
Finn Balor. Finn Balor. They're saying Damian Priest's match was a B, but Bailey's match was a B or A minus. An A minus.
No, you need to flip those because
yeah,
like I said, the ending itself was the payoff for me because yeah, Jay did look like he might have won it a couple times. That was good, but you actually see Damian take out his frustration on both JD and Finn, and actually kind of save Jay from a beatdown. So,
well. I see fights coming in the near future, but boy, I can't wait till Mommy shows up. They're gonna end up in the ring with each other right about to throw blows, and all of a sudden her music's gonna cue.
And see, that's the thing too, is that's what I was telling Lisa, is that she's not watched in a few years, so she has not seen Rhea Ripley yet. I was like, you'll get to see your ass. You're going to get to see your ass kickers like you won in the females. Just wait till she comes back. You got to be patient.
Mommy not happy. I can promise you that. Tag team title match. All right. We got to talk about several things about this. A, expectations. B, execution. Look, not for nothing. Jay Cargill wants to be a household name. Well, right. Here's the thing, dear. Be careful what you wish for, because garbage is a household name and it stinks too eventually. I don't think she's ever going to be that. She's never going to be a Charlotte Flair. Not a chance. She's not going to ever be a Rhea Ripley. They may push her that way, but she's not going to be that person. She could be a Goldberg, but Goldberg was nothing more than a one-trick pony.
Well, that's what they were trying to do in AEW, and that didn't fucking bode well for her there, so
probably going to bode better for her there than here. Much more accepting crowd over there.
Yeah,
they're used to the botch fest, but what they're doing right is putting her in a tag team.
Yes,
they didn't go out there and put her out in a singles run, because I'm starting to wonder if she's ever going to be that person for a singles run.
Right.
I never get the feeling that she's natural at this. In other words, it's all very choreographed for her. And the minute there's a misstep, she doesn't react well. Now, maybe with more rounds and reps, that'll change. But at this moment, like I said, she's no Bailey. She's no Charlotte. She's no Becky. She's not even in the conversation. Certainly no Bianca.
Right.
But that said, I like the two of them together.
Yes, I think they worked very well together. The chemistry's there.
That double finisher thing that they should have got the win off.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
It's a nice move. And they even botched it and made it look good.
Right. Now, the botch that I had the problem with was the fact with Kerry saying, when you don't realize that you're not the legal person and you're trying to go for pins, and the referee has to tell you, hey, you're fucking up the script, go tag. That's where my problem in the match came, is that
I guess I missed that.
Yes, because it was tried to pin Jade. The ref didn't even bother counting, was like, you're not, you could read his lips, and he's like, you're not the legal person, you got to tag. And then she tried to lock her in the arm bar, and he broke the hold for her and said, go tag. Basically, you're off script, go fucking tag. And for me, from that point on, I was just kind of like, oh, sweet Jesus, this is a train wreck. You gotta at least know if you're the legal person in the match or not.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When Kyrie hit the insane elbow on that 2-person maneuver there,
yes,
and she had her down and pinned and all that, and looked for sure they were going to retain, I was happy. I wanted them to retain. And then she didn't. But because my logic was, let the run go a little longer. You know, why beat them in their first meeting? You know, let it turn out this way. Let there be some, you son of a bitch, I'm coming after you, bitch, and all that, and let it, you know, heat up a little bit more and just, but it's already squashed, and then they're going to the other brand, so that ain't gonna even have a rematch necessarily. Well, you could, because the title is a passport title.
And we didn't even get to see, I mean, like Asuka didn't even try to use the mist or anything, you know? Which I
would have
was
saved
really
the title if she
about.
did.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What do you think Bleacher Report scored this?
I swear to God, if they scored it any higher than a B-.
Damn! Look at you, B-. How do you give that a B-? Come on, that's a C+ if you're lucky.
Right. I would say maybe a C.
I mean, that was the match of the night for the least. And
like
that, of course, brings you right up to Cody and AJ.
Right.
Which I watched, I'd say 70% of it. I liked what I saw. I mean, it's AJ Styles. You know he's going to bring it. Cody's going to bring it.
Yeah.
They brought it. They did, I thought, a great job. A good match. AJ was over with the crowd as much as anybody.
Yeah.
Cody gets the impressive win. His first official title. And again, we knew he wasn't going to lose the match.
Right.
I think the only thing you could think of is that, you know, stick around because, the end credits are rolling. That means somebody might come out. And then they didn't.
But being Cody and AJ, they had some really nice spots in the match. Like you said, you didn't see anybody go through the table. The whole table thing was AJ came off the apron at Cody, and Cody caught him in a powerbomb and just turned around and put him through the announce table. And so that was good. The suplex that AJ did to Cody on the apron, oh my God, that looked horrific.
All right. That's the recap on that. Let me go through comments right now before we switch subject matter and see what you guys had to say. What was this over here? SmackDown from France was shown live in Italy. Yeah, I guess it would be. And you're in the same time zone. Too. Yeah.
Right.
No, it wasn't. SmackDown wasn't.
Oh, no, not SmackDown. I thought he's talking the pay-per-view. You're right.
Yeah, because over in Italy, you guys are in either the same time zone or pretty close. You might be, an hour or so off or something like that, but we're like 7 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see them go to Italy for a paper. I mean, they were just there this week as well, and did well. But I'm ready for them to just again WrestleMania. Did they announce the location yet?
Las Vegas.
Official.
Yeah, okay. I saw it on Twitter right before we came on.
Yeah, I know they were supposed to have been announcing it, and I just hadn't heard. So that's another year without doing it. I really was hoping it was going to be England.
Yeah. I think the only reason they did Las Vegas is because I think that's where Rock and Roman want to do it. So hopefully 42 will get WrestleMania overseas somewhere.
Like I said, here's the other thing I like about it. Starts at 1 in the afternoon, man. If you're going to make me sit through 3 days of shit for 3 and 4 hours a shot, can you at least start at noon so I have some part of my day left when it's over?
And not only that, I want him to go to Wembley and blow Tony's fucking record out of the water.
It's not a record. It's been corrected already. He announced a completely fictitious number.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was done like 3 weeks after the fact. It's like, no, you didn't.
All right, then
like
they need to go to Wembley and sell it out twice and go, see, this is how you fucking do it.
But here's the difference. He has to go to Wembley to do that. He has to go to a sports-starved nation to do that. We do it here in the U.S.
Yeah, true.
3 nights.
Yeah.
Soccer chants and wrestling don't mix. I had to turn off Backlash. This whole, I politely disagree with you. Chants of any kind to get the audience into it works for me, and that crowd was into it.
Right, and that's the thing. You've got to realize too that they're chanting what makes them them. So whether it's soccer chants or whatever, the fact that they're chanting, like you said, is showing that they're into what's going on in front of them. If they're deadpan silent, that's when you get the problem.
Yeah, and you can get that right here in the U.S. without a problem.
Right.
Jesco says Jay's entrance was insane. Is it the part where I do the whole, was it that?
I believe he's inferring Jay Uso's entrance since he came down through the crowd.
No, he meant yours.
Well, mine today was all because of Clown, but
Yeah, Clown, you didn't share none of that shit with me. I'm just saying. Roman Reigns will win the fight with The Rock if we ever see it. Rock's an old man.
41.
Roman's getting there. Rock can get out of bed too quick and pull a hammy. Every Italian fan of wrestling was only watching SmackDown, nothing else. Well, yeah, why would you watch anything else if you have the option?
Right.
Oh, let's see. I've never owned a phone. The more I get to know about Clown, the more I'm like, damn, I got to really do a real sit-down interview with this guy.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't own a phone, so
I'm thinking he needs
do
a phone like this. I'm sure he's had a landline, but I'm sure he's probably
I'm not so sure about that.
What's he going to use? Pigeons? If he does, I want to know.
My first question is, how are you watching this?
His computer. That he has.
I find it hard to believe
routed through 12 different things.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, you can get one of those VPNs, I guess. Bailey would have powerbombed each competitor through the table, would have been very Dudley-esque. Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, my God. The moment where they double teamed and hit the 3D.
Oh, I know. Yes.
And Michael Cole calls it a neck breaker. I'm like, you stupid mother. I'm like, you are an idiot.
Well, I mean,
a neck breaker.
He even called the Stinger Splash during that match. But yet, or was it? No, it was the tag match, the women's tag match. He called Jay doing the splash in the corner, the Stinger Splash, but yet he couldn't call the 3D. Yeah, I was kind of confused on that one myself.
I was just like, my God, how long you been doing this? An iconic move, and you can't get it right. Okay. 1 point, all three were holding their sides like their stomachs and ribs hurt. It's a girl thing.
Yeah, because that's one of the things she noticed. She's like, all the women seem to go like this, but the guys, they hold different parts of their bodies. But every single woman was like, oh, my side. Oh.
Yeah, Jay was holding a different part of his body when JD first came down. Keith O'Toole. In all honesty, I thought Jay would have won the title. He's that kind of a superstar. I don't see it that way. I mean, I don't see putting a major. You can put an Intercontinental title on him or something like that.
Right.
I don't see, there was a day, but now that time has passed, where I thought that he had a lot of The Rock's personality to him back when they were still a tag team before the Bloodline. And they were just starting to have little moments in interviews where he would just kind of pop off. And he had that cocky, arrogant, smug, quick wit. And I was like, let him go with this. I mean, there's something there, but that was in the Vince days. And believe me, that wasn't going to happen. But if Triple H was running the show back then, we might have a different guy.
Right.
But at this point in time, I mean, he's better off being with his brother in a tag team because that's going to be next. They're going to get back together again. You saw the look on Paul Heyman's face when he got down there and in the back locker room and saw Jay, and he was just shaking his head like, what's happening? We can't control it. Or, like he didn't approve of what's happening right now.
Well, Paul also had that look on his face too, backstage when they came past him. And he just looked at Jay and was just he just shook his head like, man, I'm sorry. What, my hands are tied. What do you want me to do?
Speaking of hands tied, she has no future if she doesn't improve. She's got to get better. She really does have to get better. For the amount of time she has been putting in at the Performance Center. I
mean, we go back to Tiffany. Tiffany stated in the press conference yesterday, she's like, I've been doing this 2.5 years and I'm already going for the women's title. Fact. Jade's been in it a lot longer. So
and shouldn't even be in the conversation. Tiffany is one of those rare talents. She's going to be the one that dethrones the current queen and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Not right away. But 2 years down the line, she is going to be the one who takes the torch from her.
Right.
When it comes to chance, the moment the WWE comes to Italy, I'll have to be loudest, even at the cost of my own voice. I'm willing to take that risk.
Yes, we won't have to put you in timeout too often.
There you go. No more timeouts. He lost his voice. Just messing with you, man. But if you're going to set it up like that, I'm going to knock it out every time.
That's right.
I exhaled into chat so everybody get a second hand. I already got a second hand high, man. At work today, we had the monster truck show and all those fumes. Holy crap. And then they spun donuts out on the floor and the rubbers everywhere. And I'm standing next to the chief engineer. He's like, how am I going to get that shit out? That's your problem, man, not mine.
That's right. I didn't book this shit.
That was good stuff. What happened here? Come on, click on it. People just come find me watching on laptop while house sitting, caring for ducks and cats.
Holy crap.
Like I said, I gotta sit down with this boy. King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, no. And the reason is they're not doing a King of the Ring tournament. If you're doing a King of the Ring tournament, you do it in one night. It's an event. This bullshit of, this week we'll have two, and then at the pay-per-view will be the finals. No, that's not the King of the Ring. It's a one-night event. It's a Survivor Series thing. It's how much can you take your third and fourth match of the night. When you're stretching it out over 2 months, I have no interest in any of it.
The only saving grace will be for them is if the winners actually get something out of it, like a title shot or become number one contender or something.
Or here's a thought, like I did with mine in the XWF, have there be a championship. King of the Ring belt.
Oh. Like we need more titles in WWE.
Look, you're going to give a stupid crown and a cape, right? So fuck that. Give him a belt. Now you have something that you can defend later throughout the year. Maybe not on a regular basis.
Maybe
hold it. One that you have to defend.
Maybe you hold it for the whole year, and then you're automatically in the finals next year, and you have to defend the title there.
No, I look at it more as it would be $1 million belt.
Okay.
It's your belt. You've won it. It's not something recognized that we're going to make you defend, but every once in a while, Virgil might pop up and say, I want your damn belt. But it has to be a one-night event. Otherwise, kiss off. Wrong button. I like WWE, but I prefer watching TNA and AEW products. Keith, they have a cure for that now. If you go see your local physician, they can help you. Okay, and we're here for you.
They got meds for you.
You're in a safe place. We're here for you, buddy. Whatever you need, we got you. All right. News from the world of professional wrestling. Chief Operating Officer, I forget his first name. Last name is Bloom, Blum, has been identified as corporate officer number 2 in the civil suit against Janelle Grant. And he has stepped down.
Ooh.
Big surprise. For those of you who don't know the Chief Operating Officer, he is corporate officer number 2.
Right.
It just doesn't go away, man. It's the gift that just keeps on giving.
We're going to have a whole new hierarchy by the time this is fucking done.
Dude, it is getting out of control with all of this.
And I saw a picture of Vince going into the courthouse the other day with his cane.
Oh, that's because the neck brace was already used last time.
I'm just saying,
last week.
He's looking kind of frail there.
Although he's been using the cane for a while now, so it's not like he just pulled it out for the trial like he did with the
I'm not saying that. I'm
with the neck brace.
Right. I'm just saying he's not looking quite like the man he used to. So I don't know.
He was never that good looking a man to begin with. I mean, physically.
Well, the porn stash doesn't help him either. I wish he'd shave that shit off.
I see people say it's a porn stash. I look at that thing and all I see is Walt Disney. Which to me is not the great look either that you want to be going for, but whatever. Oh, let's see. What else did I have here? Six Feet Under. Undertaker was being, well, not interviewed. It's his show. So him and the guy he talks to talking about Cody Rhodes. Did you see this?
No, not yet.
So, yeah, they're talking about Cody Rhodes. And Undertaker says, I get good heel vibes off of him.
Ooh.
He's got to go heel. And I'm sitting here going, are you out your fucking mind? This is like Ricky Steamboat 2.0. You do not need him to go heel. We've seen him as a heel. Didn't really work. Why would you want it to even work?
He's supposed to be Cena 2.0. Cena, once he came to the good side, he never went back, which I always thought was a mistake. But, you know, hey. I always liked thugonomics
I wouldn't want
myself.
to see Cena. I wouldn't want to see Cena going as a heel. I mean, the guy's doing how many Make-A-Wishes, setting records with 700 Make-A-Wishes. Why can't we have some just good guys? And most of them are good guys. But the ones that not only play a good guy, that are a good guy, that live up to being a good guy, let them just stay that way. It's not like you got to that Hulk Hogan point where everyone's like, we're sick of you. We're tired of you. We don't want to hear your shit anymore. Hey, I got to turn NWO, man. And it worked. But that's because we were booing him out of the building.
Right.
Cody ain't going to get to that point. He's just too likable a human being. He reminds me of Ricky Steamboat. How do you boo Ricky Steamboat? No matter what. How do you believe that he's a bad guy? It's like I always said about Bayley. I never got into her as a heel. I actually enjoyed her as a heel because it was funny. Not probably the reaction she's looking for, but ding dong, hello. It was funny. It's cute. It's whatever, but it's not getting you any heel heat from me.
Right.
And Fallon Henley. I'm not going to be booing Fallon Henley. Look at this girl. Come on.
That's
she's the
because you got
girl
a
next
thing
door.
for.
She's gorgeous. You just know she's a sweet country girl. And no, man, that's just not happening. Alexa
Hey.
Bliss is probably the only one who's ever pulled it off for me. And I didn't boo her neither because she's so damn talented, but I loved that she was able to go from a blue cheerleader to a mean girl and do it as well as she did.
Yeah.
She rocked it. So I say no to turning Cody heel, and I hope he's completely wrong. Seth Rollins has re-signed with the WWE. They are starting to sew up all their loose contracts and stuff, and Tony cries every night going, I can't have another toy. They're taking all my toys, Daddy. Shut up or I'll drop you on your neck again. Well, if we're going to talk about Tony, let's talk about Tony.
All right.
Quarter hour ratings for AEW Dynamite. Let's talk about the overall rating. 622 for Dynamite. That's down.
That was the overall rating.
Yeah, and wait till you hear how that happened.
Oh Lord.
8 to 8:15. The Big Bang Theory gives them a 794 to start the night. So you're not even at 800 anymore with the Big Bang Theory.
Right.
People
know now what's coming after, and they're going, oh, I've seen this episode. Click.
Well, 15 minutes later, we know what the real number was. It was 693, 100,000 less.
Oh, my God.
100,000 less than we're watching Big Bang Theory reruns. I'm telling you, get rid of them and just run the Big Bang Theory for the next 2.5, 3 hours.
Right.
That was for Adam Copeland and Buddy Matthews. Nobody wanted to deal with it. 8:30 to 8:45 hour. Copeland and Matthews continuing. Well, let's see. They held the same number, 693. So the 693 that were there decided not to go anywhere. They were probably too drunk to get up off the chair and hit the clicker. 8:45 to 9 p.m. Samoa Joe versus Isaiah Cassidy. Sky Blue did a promo. I can only imagine that had to be gold. Orange Cassidy, yeah. Trent Beretta, live promo. The guy who doesn't talk is going to do a live promo. Okay. And there was an angle with Chris Statlander and Don Callis. They went down 4% to 662. That would be the wrong direction if I'm not mistaken, going down like that.
Yeah, you kind of want to go up, not down.
The other direction. All right, well, maybe they can. Let's see what happens. 9 o'clock to 9:15. Young Bucks and Jack Crimea River Perry backstage promo. Chris Jericho starts a match with Shibata. And they go up 11% to 732. Now, was that for the Bucks and Crimea River, or was that for Jericho and Shibata? Hard to tell. Let's see. 9:15 to 9:30. Shibata Jericho continuing on. And after that, we got Big Bill, Willow Nightingale, Statlander, Hathaway backstage promo, Claudio versus Brian Cage. That's a lot to happen in 15 minutes.
Right.
They go up 2%, 746, which tells me they weren't there for the Young Bucks.
Nope.
They weren't there for Crimea River.
Yeah, I saw clips of the Shibata and Jericho match. There's some spots like when they're sitting there facing each other, smacking each other in the side of the head with the kendo sticks. That was pretty entertaining. So,
well, that must have been what it was, because it couldn't have been the Claudio match with Cage, because that is the 9:30 to 9:45 content, and they go from 746 down 14%, 643. This is a roller coaster that Universal Studios would be proud to have.
Right.
It's like, whoa, hands are up. Yeah, man, you're plummeting 14%. That's a hemorrhage. Oh, it's got to get better, right? 9:45 to 10 p.m. Serena Deeb versus May. I don't even know who May is. I don't care.
Right.
The post-match with Tony Storm, Copeland, Kyle O'Reilly backstage angle, and Kenny Omega's live promo went up a whopping 4%. So they finished off Dynamite at 668. Now, they're running the shows combined in these ratings because they're back-to-back.
Right.
Great strategy, by the way, but okay. So now we move on to the 10 o'clock hour. Omega's completing his promo. Young Bucks, Jack Perry, Omega have some sort of backstage angle. Okay, whatever. And they hold the 668. Doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down. Now we're officially the first quarter of hour into Rampage. 10:15 to 10:30. Jay White against Dante Martin. Hey, he's back. Post-match with the Bullet Club. I'm sorry, the Bullet Club Gold.
Gold.
Yeah. Deonna Purrazzo backstage promo. You wearing a seatbelt for this? Keep your hands inside the ride at all times, ladies and gentlemen. Down 31% from 68 to 459. Deonna, I hope they paid you well, dear. I hope they paid you well. I love Deonna. I can't watch her anymore because of where she's at. But come home. Come home. We miss you. Where they use you properly.
Yes.
But you're making the money. I don't, I get it. I get it. Take the rich idiot's money. 10:30 to 10:45. Roosh promo. The guy doesn't speak English. Good job. That'll put asses on the seats. Big Bill again.
Yep.
Chris Jericho backstage again. Swerve Strickland back. Oh, Swerve Strickland. Isn't he the world champion now?
Yep.
And we're just talking about him at 10:30 p.m.
Yep.
On Rampage.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Does anyone else see something wrong with this picture?
Tony don't like black people.
He put a belt on him. He can't dislike him that much. But my God, it's like, dude, how do you bury the headline? And it went down another 12% from the 31% it already went down. We're now at 404. That's 300,000 plus since we started this night. That's a small country.
Yeah.
10:45 to 11 p.m. It's almost over. Romero versus O'Reilly. Hey, caramba, how do you guys put these in your peak time slots where you want your whatever? Soraya,
you don't understand what
Harley,
it means about go home.
Soraya, Harley, Cameron backstage promo. Another ad break. Undisputed Kingdom backstage promo. Willow Nightingale against Sky Blue. Ugh. It only went down 1%. Congratulations to 399. Here is the telling tale. 11 to 11:07. They went over. And by going over with Willow versus Sky Blue finishing and Statlander and Stokely Hathaway getting involved, I guess, in the post-match, it looks like they went up 2%. To 408. But don't kid yourself. That wasn't because of Willow. It wasn't because of Sky Blue. It wasn't because of Stokely. It was because people tune in to see what the fuck is supposed to be on my TV. What is this shit? That is all that is.
Right.
Why is the Big Bang Theory rerun not on? Why would you... I'm sorry, man. Again, I say it every time. I keep saying it. I don't hate AEW. I do despise Tony Khan.
Well,
he's a cancer.
Well, here's something I saw the other day. I saw an interview that Kenny Omega did while he's been out, And somebody flat out asked him, he's like, do you watch the product when you're off? He's like, why would I watch the product if I'm not on there?
Wow. You know what? That's a pillar right there, baby. That's what a pillar would say.
I was like,
what? An idiot. I mean, I've never been a fan, but wow. Oh, shit.
I had to rewind it twice to make sure I heard him right.
If there was ever a thought or possibility that he was going to be signed at some point in time by the WWE, it's over now. If Triple H heard that comment, he is not even going to pick up the phone.
Right.
Not to call him and not to accept his call if he did call him. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you want to know how to bury the company you work for. There you go. I don't think it's good enough if I'm not on there, so I don't watch it. You know, I could give two shits about everybody else that's on there.
That's just staggering to me. All right. I said we had a couple of other things to get to. One of them, actually, what happened there? Yeah, that's better. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. I went and picked this up. So I could get him in the game. To find out, and I bought it on Monday, to find out that the offer ended on Saturday.
Oh, I didn't think it was limited.
Thank you. The game is practically brand fucking new. And I wasn't sure. All they said is that it was on specific, or not specific, on qualifying elite figures. So I am looking at this thing, and there is nothing here that says 2K. There's nothing that says this will unlock this in the game. But I'm like, it's the same exact costume. It has to be.
Right.
So I buy it. I get home. I look it up online. And yes, this is the right one. To redeem the code, have your receipt, go to this website. And I go to the website. Sorry, asshole. Saturday was it. So I send them an email, and I said, listen, where's the first part of this?
What a way to shoot yourself in the foot.
Because I don't know if there's anything you can do to assist me. I said, but I bought the required Hulk Hogan figure from Target because, and I fibbed a little, but you got to do what you got to do, right? Because my son's a big fan and loves the 2K game. Excuse me. Wasn't easy to get that one out, even in writing.
Right.
I did not realize there was a cutoff period, and it looks like I just missed it. I have the receipt and was wondering if there was a chance that I would still be able to get some sort of a locker code for him. It's his birthday this weekend. Rubbing it in pretty thick, aren't I? Much appreciated. Thank you for contacting us regarding the promotion. The promotion ended on the 27th. No fucking shit, asshole. I know that now. But like you said, did anyone in the chat know that there was a cutoff period?
Because for the
I
Cody
never
figure,
heard of a fucking date.
Because for the Cody figure last year, I didn't think there was a cutoff date for that one either.
Did you have to buy the elite figure to get him?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
you did.
We are able to accept. The promotion ended. We are unable to accept or process any additional submissions after the expiration date. We encourage you to keep an eye out for any new promotions, blah, 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 blah. And I basically said, that's disappointing because looking at the figure, there's no mention of the promotion anywhere on it, nor had I ever heard or read of a time frame the purchase had to be made by. It seems unfair for a game that still has many months left in its life cycle that they would restrict the redemption period as quickly as this. So I said, I will return the figure to the store, which I'm debating on. But I won't be participating in any more future programs being offered by either 2K or Mattel.
See, from a marketing standpoint, why would you limit it?
Hello.
You're cutting off fucking sales.
Or could you maybe put some fucking information on here? Anything. I am just like,
if I was Mattel, I'd be looking at him going, "Are you fucking morons? We made all these, and now people aren't going to buy them because they wanted them just for that code that you said they can't get now. So we're going to have these sitting on the shelves." Why? I don't understand why you would limit it. I don't. I can understand, like, if the game, when you come out with the new game or something, but at least let it go for a year. At least. Oh, my God. Just when you think people can't get any stupider.
Oh, they can. They really can.
Ooh. Oh, my Lord.
All right. Last couple things I got. Well, let me get back over here and see what we got more on the chats here. We had that one already. Hold on. Next question. When has EC3 last defended the NWA World Champion? Who the fuck would know?
Are they still on TV? That? I was going to say,
they were never on TV. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't they get some shitty TV deal?
Yeah, they got some shitty TV.
No, it fell apart when they did cocaine at the pay-per-view.
Right, they were trying to get CW, and CW went ahead with NXT.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nobody knows is the answer.
And I don't watch them on YouTube, so.
Nobody does.
Right.
He was doing things okay in the beginning.
Yeah.
He should have got the jab because COVID killed him. I remember in Rhodes' rookie year in WWE, turned on Hardcore Holly and sided with Ted DiBiase at Night of Champions to win the tag belts. Yes. And again, didn't pull off being a heel. It's just not in him. So I
don't know. I always liked Dash and Cody Rhodes, but I guess that's just me.
Again, I enjoyed him, but I didn't look at him as a heel.
Okay.
Not as a viable heel. No.
Right.
Keith O'Toole enjoyed Kenny Omega making his return. Well, that's okay. Apparently, Kenny's going to watch the program again now.
Right.
Soon, AEW will have more population roster-wise than a European country and lose a TV.
Absolutely. I agree.
Oh, let's see if I can get this right. That's the one I really wanted, but
yeah,
could have gotten away with a few of those. They have a locker code that you can get outside the U.S. Huh? I was under the impression you couldn't get one outside the U.S. because there's no targets, and that's why everybody was pissed.
Well, that's what he's saying. They have a locker code that you can't get outside of the U.S.
I got you.
Right.
I guess I should read the whole word. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, too. Even with their freaking packs of cards bullshit that they're putting out, like they just did this beast pack, right? And it's a freebie, go get it for free. Here's the code. Everybody can get it. And you put in the code. And I'm watching this other dude, Kenny Baum. I don't know if you've ever seen his stuff, but he's not a My Faction guy. Like I'm not a My Faction person. And I'll because everybody wants the cards that have the Alta tires that you can put into the game, but they ain't easy to get. So anyway, he sees this thing and it's Batista's on the cover of the pack. So we're gonna get something good out of this. I know we're gonna get something. Yeah, I hope this thing cooks. I hope it cooks. And I'm gonna leave the middle one. I think it's a middle one. I think that's where I'm gonna get mine. So he unlocks the first one. Okay, it's a side plate for a belt. Okay, I don't need that shit because I don't play the game.
Right.
Another side plate for a belt. Okay, I don't need that crap. Comes over here and he gets Xavier Woods, who's a 55 out of 55. What the hell am I going to do with that? And then gets to the headline card, the one that's going to be the best of the value because that's the one it is. Whatever you're going to get, that's it. And I forget what he ended up getting. Almost. He got almost. And he's just like,
almost.
he's like, really? You show Batista, I get almost. Now I'm opening my pack.
Uh-huh.
I put a comment on his video. I got some no-name guy from friggin' My Rise. Maybe.
Oh.
I mean, legitimately a nobody. And he's a 55. And I'm like, I got Shelton Wannabe. What are you fucking crying about? I mean, it was the worst pack ever. And you wonder why nobody's playing your shit. So I'm going to, 2K, I'm going to give you a little heads up here. Clearly, you're in it for the buck. Okay. What you can still do to not piss everyone off, although you're good at it, maybe that's your thing. Maybe that's what you want. Here's an idea. Have your, what is the term they have for those cards? There's a special word for them when they have the Alta tire attached.
I don't know. I haven't paid any attention.
All right. Well, somebody will put it up in the chat as we're going off stream. Anyway, whatever that card is called, we'll call it a magic card for right now. Here's a thought. How about you just sell it for $5?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still nickel and diming us, but at least I would have spent the $5 for the Hogan Elite figure in the game.
Right.
Because only having Cody and John Cena, it's fun for a minute, but if you had 4 or 5 of them, you could do something.
Right.
And the Hogan one looked kind of cool, which again, I kind of like this. And there's a place I could put it in the other Hogan collection I got in my little Hall of Fame there. I've moved them around a little, so well, you could probably fit in there if I wanted to. Haven't made up my mind yet if I'm going to keep them or put them back in Target. And there was one more left, by the way, and that was all that was there, really. So it all makes sense now. They were just filling up Target with the elites to see how many people would buy.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be in next year's game, the way Cody was in this year's and John Cena was in this year's. But, I just, that didn't sit well with me at all. But, yeah, that would absolutely work if you just sell them for $5, like the Seth Rollins one now that's out. Where I don't think they've even officially released all. So if you're not familiar, the way you get the Seth Rollins Shield is either download the one that Status has up, which has the Shield music, has the Titantrons, and I'm surprised they've allowed them to repost it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I kind of thought y'all had a problem with that shit for real. But is what it is. But my point being, now you can't use any of that stuff anywhere. In other words, if you get Status as Seth Rollins, and let's say you went to his entrance to see what it's set for, I think it shows Seth Rollins 14, as the music and as the Titantron, right? Well, let's say you go to any other character, you won't find Seth Rollins 14 in that list. That you can't add the music, you can't add it. So it's literally just locked to the one. Now, if you were to unlock him in the game, then you would be able to use all that shit. To unlock him in the game, you have to, I believe, unlock or locate is a more accurate term, 5 different oddity cards. And to do that, you have to play all the different modes because one of the oddity cards is in this mode and one of the oddity cards is in this mode. And you could be grinding away for weeks and not even have the oddity cards that you want. But when you have all 5 cards, one of them would be for a set of gloves that you need. One of them will be for knee pads that you need, whatever it may be. When you get all 5, ding, 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 then you get to unlock Seth Rollins. And by this point in time, you're probably like in a straitjacket.
Right. Yeah. Jesco said the way you acquire Persona cards.
Persona cards, that's the word. I told you somebody give it to us.
He said it's criminal at best.
Just sell the fucking thing.
I think they would make so much more money. We said it last year. The stuff that's in my faction, just make it, put it up for sale. There's a lot that I would have bought from my faction if they just had it for sale. They'd have got more money from me than me not getting any.
I just, my mind sometimes, I just try to make sense of people in this world. I can't. It's like y'all supposed to be business people.
Right.
Why do you keep shitting on the people that are giving you money?
Yep.
I can't figure it out. I just can't figure it out. Oh,
Gotta love it.
you should anyway.
Mm.
All right. There's one other thing I did want to talk about. Something that we talked about in the past. Yeah. So there's something that Jay and I have been talking about a little bit. And where's Jay? Are you there? What the hell happened? It's not my fault. Jay, are you there?
Good evening, wrestling fans. I want to apologize for interrupting, but this is WrestleChat, and this is a major wrestling announcement. Vince, I'm sure you don't mind my interrupting, right?
Yeah, actually, I...
Doesn't matter. As many of you know, I've been fighting the good fight. I've sold all my stocks in the WWE. That's made me a very wealthy man. And when you're a wealthy man like me, and you're as proud as I am, well, what's a man to do? And I thought about it, and I've decided. I'm gonna start a brand new wrestling company, and we are going to change the face of professional wrestling forever. Now, I never thought the day would come that I would go head to head with my own product. I created the WWE, and I will destroy the WWE. Now, I'm not gonna pretend it's gonna be easy. At the same point in time, I know I can't do it all by myself. So I've invited some people to help me out. Matter of fact, I think I hear one of them now.
Hey, Vince, I let myself in. What's going on, bro? Are you serious about what you told me?
Oh, you've known me a long enough time. I'm never not serious about professional wrestling. Or should I say, sports entertainment. You see, what I have in mind is gonna take somebody with your special insights, your special flavor of professional wrestling or sports entertainment.
Bro, if everything you said on the phone, bro, is legit, bro, we are gonna go through the bro roof with this thing, bro. I am gonna, bro, promise you, bro, that we are going to, bro, kick the crap out of the bro WWE.
That's what I'm talking about. Because the WWE is going to have to find a way to deal with Triple X Wrestling.
Bro, that's what I'm talking about, bro.